today I'm going to be talking about how I improved my listening and speaking skills in English to an advanced level. But, bro, look, today's video is not going to be about just traditional study methods that you already heard on YouTube like a million times, and I've seen all those videos a million times as well. I want to share several approaches that literally saved me from quitting learning English when I was a beginner and helped me to become fluent without even getting overwhelmed, because we're all human, we all might get overwhelmed. We are afraid of speaking, sometimes we don't like learning grammar, we hate learning vocabulary, and I get it, bro, because I'm English learner. I've been so many different situations throughout my journey, but after discovering all those approaches, I changed the way I see learning languages in general. So I want to share all of those methods with you today to help you keep making progress and at the same time enjoy learning English, because I believe we need to balance both things. And by the way, bro, if you want to find a speaking partner or just make more international friends to learn English with, I also have a group chat on Telegram. You can join. The link is below in the description. But right now, let's get into improving our listening and speaking skills. So the first approach that helped me improve my listening and speaking skills in English was focusing on inputs first. Basically, my top priority throughout the whole learning English journey was listening and reading like inputs as much as possible. And speaking and writing outputs only came later. Yeah, bro, if we take a look at a well-known 80-20 rule, it suggests spending 80% of your time on exactly outputs, speaking and writing, and only 20% on inputs. But to be honest, I've never liked this rule, and I didn't even follow with that, because like you telling me that being a beginner, okay, I'm a beginner, and instead of watching YouTube, watching my favorite movies, I have to just jump into this and try to speak all the time the language that I barely know. Like, yeah, obviously I can start speaking from day one, but I will do it slowly, not instead of watching content, but as a small addition. I didn't want to force myself to speak before my brain like had enough exposure to this language. First of all, I wanted to absorb English properly. That's why I flipped 80-20 rule, and now 80% of my time is dedicated to a massive comprehensible inputs. I do lots of watching content, lots of reading books and stuff, but the remaining 20% is still about output, because speaking is apparently important. But in my opinion, 20% is really enough, because speaking should come as a result of immersion into the language. Okay, the second strategy, it is something I called easy content works. Basically, I focused on consuming a lot of content that was easy and enjoyable for me, instead of struggling with the content that was way too difficult. And by the way, bro, like this solves the main problem why people quit learning languages in general, because people get tired and bored and just don't want to learn no more. And when you're watching content that was way above your level, that was too difficult, you're probably gonna have to pause many times, go to translator, translate the word you don't know, just in order to understand what's going on, like in the video or in the book, because like that's too complicated for you right now. So, bro, at some point, the process of this kind of learning starts to feel like a torture or punishment, because like it's unbearable. But language improves faster when you maximize understanding, not difficulty. Like, for example, watching 3 pieces of content, like 3 episodes of your favorite TV show that you really enjoy watching, would teach you way more English than struggling through only 1 episode of something super complicated. Plus, there was another benefit from watching content that fits your current English level. It helps you to build confidence, bro. Yeah, you become just simply more confident when you understand what you're hearing, what you're reading. You thinking like, yo, I understand English. My English is pretty good. I'm making progress. And this feeling keeps you motivated to keep watching content, to keep learning more. You're not gonna stop while you're in a good mood. So as a general rule, try to watch content where you understand not less than 85 to 90% of what's going on. And this might be related to absolutely any type of content: movies you're watching, YouTube videos you're watching, podcasts you're listening to, books you're reading. Just keep it simple, keep it enjoyable, and you will make way more progress. Okay, now let's talk about the next strategy, number 3. And it is about different ways to approach content you watch. If you want to improve your listening and speaking skills, you need to balance passive and active learning. When I say active practice, I mean like you're really engaged in the process, bro. When you're watching a movie or reading a book, you pauses, you go into translator, you translating new words, you're trying to memorize those words later, you're doing shadowing, you're literally focusing on all the details. But passive learning is the opposite. It is when you're just going through a lot of content back to back without stopping to analyze every little detail. Just you watching and you just chilling. And a lot of learners think they always need to stay in the active mode to improve faster. But the thing is, you can't stay like that in the active mode of studying for a long time, because you're getting tired and you will not process the information properly. At the same time, you can't stay passive all the time either, because this way your progress slows down. So the key is, again, find the balance between two approaches. For example, I watch YouTube videos in English just because I enjoy them. Like, I really love watching American YouTube, and I'm not doing that to analyze every little sentence I hear. I do it just to relax while eating, while chilling, or whatever. And this is just my default mode for living this life. And at the same time, I'm getting a lot of natural, comprehensible inputs. But if I want to study more vocabulary, if I understand, like, I want to practice speaking right now, I want to do shadowing, I will switch to an active mode and focus on the language more intentionally. Alright, so the next method is to create an English environment. What I mean by that, if you want to immerse yourself in English, you don't necessarily need to move to another countries like the US, the UK, Canada, Australia, and whatever. You can actually surround yourself with English being at home. Because, like, thanks God we have social media right now, bro. We have social media, we have internet. And look, if you have this little rectangular piece of metal and glass, look at that. What is this? Like, just a box, little box. If you have that, you can do absolutely whatever you want. First of all, you can connect with people from any country in this world, whether you want to find native speakers to practice with, or maybe you want to find just English learners like yourself and practice speaking with them and learn together with them. There are so many options right now. You can find some specific chats like my chat on Telegram. You can just scroll on your Instagram, go to comments, and DM any random person from America you like, and just, hey bro, let's be friends. So even though physically I'm in Russia, my online environment is 100% English. If you follow the same approach, just only by consuming content, you're going to pick up a lot of new vocabulary and spoken phrases, but on top of that, you will find speaking partners and have a great time. And if English becomes a natural part of your daily life, the progress starts happening naturally as well. And the final strategy is practice thinking in English. A lot of learners get stuck at the stage where they constantly translate their thoughts from the native language into English every time they want to speak. Now, yeah, obviously, if you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate learner, that's alright to translate, but as you become more advanced, translations are holding you back, and really a lot. So the mission is just to get rid of the habit of translate everything and learn how to think directly in English. And to do that, I use two simple methods. First, I started learning new English words through definitions instead of translating them into my native language. And second, I practiced describing everything around me throughout the day, like objects, actions, whatever I was doing from the very morning till the late nights. Like, I'm waking up, I describe what I'm doing, I'm getting dressed, what I see on my way to college. I can even describe small objects here in my room because I got a lot of stuff here. So with this exercise will help your brain to connect English words with the real life situations and real life objects instead of connecting them to your native language words. Yeah, man, obviously you're not going to become fluent and start thinking in English overnight. It really takes time, it takes patience, but if you follow this exercise and in general all ideas I shared in this video, it will make the whole process of learning easier and more enjoyable because like it genuinely worked for me. That's why I'm sharing all that. Yeah, guys, I really hope it will help someone. I hope you're doing great. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing amazing. Today's a great day, isn't it? So yeah, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe button, and also don't forget to follow with the group chat on Telegram because like let's make friends. I'm also going to be there and we can just chat and have fun there, practice speaking together. And also, bro, if you like this video and if you want to know the exact strategies I used to learn over 10,000 words in English, about how I learn vocabulary, you might check out that video. Click right there and I'll see you there. Yes, sir, ski bro. Love you guys so much. Thank you. See you.